The 2000 Australian Queen Elizabeth II coin A story in metal. The year 2000 marked the dawn of a new millennium. Around the world, people celebrated with fireworks, countdowns, and hope for a future filled with possibilities. In Australia, the Royal Australian Mint quietly added its own contribution to this historic moment, a coin that carried more than just monetary value. This coin, minted in the year 2000, bears the dignified portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, ruler of the United Kingdom and head of the Commonwealth. At first glance, it might seem like just another everyday coin. But to collectors, historians, and anyone who understands the weight of history, it is far more than that. Design and craftsmanship. On the obverse, the front side of the coin, you'll find a beautifully detailed portrait of Queen Elizabeth II. Her face is shown in profile, wearing the royal crown, her gaze steady and regal. Around the edge, the inscription reads, Elizabeth II Australia 2000. This particular portrait was designed by the renowned artist Ian Rank Broadley. His style was known for realism, avoiding overly stylized depictions and instead portraying the Queen as she truly appeared in that era. Every strand of hair, every curve of the crown, is etched with precision. The coin itself was struck from a carefully chosen metal alloy, ensuring durability and a lasting shine. Even after years in circulation, many examples still hold their detailed engraving, a testament to the quality of Australia's minting process. Historical context. The year 2000 was a landmark moment for Australia. Not only was it the turn of the millennium, but it was also the year Sydney hosted the Olympic Games. The entire country was in the global spotlight. That same year, a variety of coins, some for everyday use, others as special commemoratives, were issued to mark the times. This particular coin wasn't a commemorative piece, it was meant for daily transactions. But the year on its face instantly gives it a historical identity. Coins minted in years of major world events often gain attention later as collectors seek out physical reminders of those times. Collectors' appeal. In numismatics, the study and collection of coins' value depends on three main factors: rarity, condition, and historical significance. The 2000 Australian coin featuring Queen Elizabeth II checks at least two of these boxes strongly. First, the year 2000 coins carry historical significance simply for their date. Many collectors enjoy building millennium sets of coins from different countries issued in 2000. Second, its condition can greatly influence value. An uncirculated coin, one that has never been used in everyday transactions, is worth far more than a worn example. Mint errors, the hidden treasures. One of the most fascinating things about the 2000 Australian coins is the possibility of minting errors. In fact, a small number of these coins left the mint with what collectors call a double. Every coin begins its life as a blank piece of metal, called a planchet, before being struck under immense pressure with its design. In the case of the 2000 Australian Queen Elizabeth II coin, these blanks were carefully prepared at the Royal Australian Mint in Canberra. The process is precise and unforgiving. The metal composition must be exact, the weight perfect, the diameter uniform. Once a planchet meets all standards, it's fed into a coining press where dies strike the image into the surface at high speed. In a fraction of a second, a simple blank becomes a tiny work of art. From here, the coin enters circulation, sometimes immediately, sometimes months later. It may be used in shops, passed as change, carried in wallets, or stored in jars. Over time, its surface picks up tiny scratches and marks, the evidence of a life spent in motion. Coins as historical witnesses. If we think about it, coins are among the most democratic forms of historical record. Banknotes get torn or destroyed, photographs fade, even digital files can vanish. But a coin, especially one made from durable metals, can survive centuries. The 2000 Australian coin, in particular, captures the end of the 20th century and the beginning of the 21st. It is a physical object that witnessed a unique transition, the change of millennia. A historian could look at such a coin decades from now and immediately place it in a specific cultural and political context. The symbolism of the obverse. The obverse side, with Queen Elizabeth II, is more than just a portrait. It is a political and cultural statement. Australia's currency has carried the monarch's likeness since the country began issuing its own coins, signifying its continued connection to the British Crown. By the year 2000, the Queen's image on coins had already gone through several redesigns. Ian Rank Broadley's version, used here, was strikingly modern and refreshingly direct. Collectors often note how this design broke away from overly idealized depictions, instead presenting a lifelike and dignified monarch. The reverse side. While the obverse shows the Queen, the reverse side of the coin, depending on the denomination, often carries uniquely Australian imagery. This could be the kangaroo on the $1 coin, the echidna on the 5-cent piece, or other native animals and symbols. These designs remind the holder that this is not just a coin from a Commonwealth nation, it is an Australian coin, rooted in its own identity. Why collectors value the year 2000 issues. Coins from milestone years such as 1900, 1950, 2000 often become sought after. This is because people tend to attach symbolic meaning to century and millennium changes. Many collectors intentionally assemble year sets that include coins from a particular important date. The year 2000 Australian coins fit neatly into this pattern. Even though millions were minted, high-grade examples are harder to find as time passes. Circulation naturally wears them.